Last week we had some Pokemon news, did we not?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
What did we not get that everyone's kind of been waiting for?
Diamond and Pearl remake.
Aside from that...
Also, Nintendo, I think before the Switch came out, or when the Switch came out, were like, hey, also, we'll have a console Pokemon game, too. And I heard some rumors coming out that, like, Pokemon Star was going to be on the Nintendo Switch, but it was going to be, like, some dumb idea. Like, I think almost like a Pokemon Ranger type thing.
Oh, please, no.
But worse.
No. No more mystery dungeons. No.
Mystery dungeons aren't that bad. They're not the best thing.
They're literally a game that you can slap any brand on and it be the same game.
Yeah, but it's Pokemon, so it's okay. So now they didn't say anything. They're just like, oh, well, no, they said something, but they didn't really give us anything else to go off of. They were like, a new core RPG Pokemon title for the Nintendo Switch is, we're making it.
We're going to make it.
Which is very exciting because they said the words RPG, not Stadium, like the Pokemon
Tournament,
Well, no, like, I was referring to, like, the Battle Revolution game that came out for the Wii, which was basically Pokemon Tournament, but done, I heard, in not a great way. I heard it was, which is hilarious, because how do you mess up a Pokemon Stadium type game when the first one was for the 64, and it was great.
And I would also say that this is more evidence just pointing to they're not going to make a 3DS successor. Like, we have the successor to the 3DS in the Switch.
Maybe. But this is very exciting because I think the last Pokemon RPG game that was ever on a console was Pokemon XD Shadow Gale. Wow, that's a title.
Yeah.
I think that's the full name.
I thought it was like Gale of Darkness or something like that.
I think it is Gale of Darkness. What did I say? Shadow Gale?
Shadow Gale.
Yeah, I mean, basically the same thing. I did think, however, it was funny that, like, that one came after Pokemon... Pokemon Coliseum was the first RPG. And that was when 3rd Gen was still kind of new. And then Pokemon XD came out. But Pokemon XD was more like... It had, like, 3rd Gen Pokemon in it. But it was based off of, like, 2nd Gen Legendary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was hilarious that they backtracked. They're like, so the first one's about, like Rayquaza and Kyogre. This one's going to be about Lugia.
So what would you want to see in a Switch version of a full and proper Pokemon game?
I want them to step away from the whole dark Pokemon, because that's been the main thing of, like, the first 2 RPG console games. There are dark Pokemon, or there's, like, an organization that, like, turns Pokemon to, like, not the dark typing, but, like, kind of, like, bad or evil Pokemon. Kind of like, what was it called? The Pokemon Celebi movie, where the dude has, like, the weird, like, shadow ball, and he throws it, like, there's, like, a Tyranitar in a cage, and he, like, throws it at a Tyranitar, and then he, like, catches it, and it's basically a Master Ball, and then he throws the Tyranitar out. Tyranitar is super evil, and its Hyper Beam is, like, monstrous, and it devastates, like, an entire landscape. It's really cool. It's kind of like that, except less epic, because the only thing the Pokemon can do is just, like... That's it. They just have, like, a weird, like, swaying thing, unless they attack. So, it's basically, like, trying to catch these, everything that you were taught to do in a Pokemon game, you do the exact opposite in these games. You don't go around in the grass and you find Pokemon. You steal other people's Pokemon.
And you kill them.
Don't kill them. You purify them.
Oh, wow.
So, and, like, the first one was, like, the guy, your protagonist has, like, he has the power to, like, capture and purify these Pokemon. And it was very much, like, psychic abilities. Like, you're able to, like, feel these Pokemon and heal them with your heart and soul. And the next one, it was like, science fixes everything. And your protagonist has like a weird like robot arm that's like, it's able to like capture shadow Pokemon. And you have like a like eye thing.
And then you
that,
find
like,
out
pops
later
up.
that it used to be your wife, and now your wife is like in the robot arm. I'm talking about the
I know what you're referring to. I don't know
Okay.
the name of it. It's
Bionic Commando
Yeah, Bionic Commando.
remake. Great storytelling, Capcom.
Yeah, that was weird. Also, didn't happen because you're a little boy and in the Pokemon game.
No,
You're like a 13 or 14-year-old.
I don't think that that's what this is. What they mean by core RPG. I think that
No. Like, think by core RPG, I think they mean like in the same style, but
Mhm.
like not the same idea. But like I was just saying that they were both around the same concept of like evil Pokemon. I want them to be. I want it to be like Pokemon game we have on the DS,
right,
but make it big,
but on your console,
like giant. I want open world, no load screen unless you're going to a building. I want clothing customization. I want. You don't have to make a brand new generation of Pokemon. Use the same generation. Make a good story. Don't be a sellout or a cop out and be like, oh no, it's just a Pokemon wrecking havoc. You know, like they do. You know, like every Pokemon game that's ever been good has had an evil organization. Even the ones in the console, they're evil organizations. Do that. For the love. Don't do that thing where you can't like run around grass and catch Pokemon. You have to like be very like you can only catch Pokemon that other trainers have, or you can only catch Pokemon by like I think in Gale of Darkness there were like 3 areas or maybe 4 that you could place like bait or Pokeblocks on, which is like food for Pokemon, and you could leave, and like half an hour later you'd come back. I was like, oh, a Pokemon is, you know, started eating the bait. Get it? And like that was the only way you could catch wild Pokemon. And there were like 4 or 5 like different Pokemon in those 3 areas, and like those were the only 3 Pokemon that were like wild encounters that you could get. Everything else was captured because it was an evil Pokemon and you had to purify it. So don't do that.
yeah,
Don't ever do that.
does not sound like fun.
It was okay then, just because the idea of a console Pokemon game RPG was like.
Mind blowing back then.
Plus, I was like 12 or something.
Yeah.
No, I was younger than that. So, like, the idea was even better. I have higher expectations now. You're probably not aiming for a 20, soon to be 21-year-old man. Some of your bigger fans are older people.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not a lot of younger people are super into Pokemon. That isn't to say that there aren't, but I like to say, like, more teenagers and, like, young adults are into Pokemon than I think kids are.
The one thing I would like to see is I just want to see all the Pokemon they have so far in one game.
That would be really cool because we've
There's
only
plenty of them.
the last one only had generations 1 through 3, and even then it didn't even have all the Pokemon. You couldn't catch them all. It was like a very select few.
You gotta catch them all. You can't catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. Pokemon.
Yeah, but I am glad that they're doing it. I'm glad that they're not just saying, well, it's technically home console, so we're not going to give you what you want. No, it's like, no, this is a portable. It can be social. It can be, you can take it out on the town just like a Game Boy or a DS, so no reason not to make it. And they are. So they're listening. They know. They care.